Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising sign people. Wow, November is going to bring you some positive financial money stories, as well as possibly the beginning of something important that's going to unfold in November that can unfold for 2 whole years, to do with the words foreign shores, foreigners, and travel. Maybe for some of you, even a move. Let's get into what the sky looks like in detail. Before we start, if you're new to my channel, I am Lori Lothian. I'm using Western Tropical Zodiac. I'm a whole sign house astrologer. I'm giving you predictive guidance that can help you navigate your life with greater flow and ease. At least I hope so. And also, I'm doing a 10-second promotion or less. 1, 2, 3, go. I have 2024 pre-sale open now to buy my 2024 videos, 75 minutes each, with a PDF guidebook that goes with it. You want to know what's in store for you in 2024, get the pre-sale price now. You get the order delivered in November. All the details are below for 35% off. You want to check that out, because I will never have this price again. This material does not go live ever on YouTube. This is material that I sell every year at this time of year. They're just for people who want to purchase the deep dive content. Okay, moving into the story of the month. Well, first of all, let's talk about the breath of fresh air of 3 planets moving into a new sign, which will feel to you like a breath of fresh air. There's something different in the sky. We have Mercury moving into the sign of Sagittarius. We have Virgo moving into the sign of Libra. That is happening on the 8th with Venus into Libra, and on the 9th with Mercury into Sagittarius. And during the whole month, these two are flowing toward each other in what's called a whole sign sextile. So there's a good news in 2 parts of your sky. Let's talk about what that looks like. So when Venus moves into this part of the sky November 8th, and she'll be in your Libra zone of chunky money, right? She'll be there till December the 4th. This can really start to enhance your longer term wealth strategies, your investments, your banking, your mortgages, your inheritance monies. And quite often she can be associated with a gift of money, an inheritance money. In your chart, you may even receive money from a sibling because of the fact she rules your 3rd house of siblings. But there's definitely a feeling of some financial glow going on here in the 8th house during this window of time. A little bit of a downside at the end of November, the last few days of November, as she crosses that south node, and there's a little bit of a let go, let God around those chunky money stories. But for the most part, it's very positive. And with Athena in the mix, it could even be the legal matters need to tidy up some bequeathment, some insurance policy payout, some severance package, some kind of commission money, but there's a bit of money coming your way. And it could be money from the sale of a property, because Venus is in a trine to the 4th house. And so a lot of you are looking at that kind of money coming into your Piscean life, maybe surprising you. Because money in the 8th house is shared resources with a spouse or spouse-like type person, this can be some money that you get from them or through them or with them. And that can include finalizing any legal contracts around alimony and spousal support, or the separation of shared assets in a common law partnership or legal marriage. But this is very positive, because there's also, during this whole window of time, as I mentioned, November the 8th to December 4th, there is an ongoing sextile to Mercury in Sag. Now, Mercury is in your 10th house, and this can give you contracts, negotiations, news to do with job, opportunity, and career. And again, that will be November 9th to December 1st. But whatever these career stories are going to be also very financially beneficial, or you can say your financially beneficial stories support your career moving forward in new ways. Now, Mercury at the top of the sky is often looking like, in the 10th house, some kind of contracts, deals, and negotiations that might be ongoing regarding not just your career, but your reputation. So the final details legally have to be ironed out about becoming divorced instead of married, right? That's an example. So one problem here is that Mercury is in Sagittarius, which is a sign of his detriment. And so he's not in good shape for the details of these events. So be careful for taking guidance from somebody you consider authority figure, 10th house figure, about how to handle some money situations without checking it out very carefully against a legal eagle eye or a fine print type of person. All right, just be aware that you may have big promises full of ambitious, like super Pisces energy, Sag energy, I have a dream and there's no plan for how to do it. Go big or go home, know how to put it together, instructions, So someone could be offering you something in a career space, but you need to really get someone to give you more than a bombastic idea of, here's a project we can work on, here's an idea, but the details need to be ironed out. And Mercury does rule your house of business partnerships and marriage partnerships, and some of those details can involve those people. That this is where this opportunity is coming from that benefits you financially. And that feeling of financial flow and career stories merging together is in play all the way through from November the 8th until December the 1st, when then Mercury leaves Sagittarius. All right, Mars is going to change signs, and that he's going to move after 6 weeks from October 12th to November 23rd. He's going to leave the sign of Scorpio and move into, drum roll please, your 10th house of career. And that means action, passion, drive, ambition, and movement in career stories for you starting November 23rd till January 4th. Now, caveat. Okay, big caveat, he's invisible. Mars is still too close to the sun to see. So it's more like the plans and the backroom stuff, or the negotiations, or the, what do you call it? Like the scouting it out, figuring it out, what's next. Watch for some kind of difficult time with Mercury between the 24th of November and December the 1st. Mercury is with Mars in your 10th house. The only downside to that is Mercury and detriment conjunct Mars. These are really heated communications, heated conversations that may be missing the details, right? Someone could be ardently, zealously, religiously promoting something to you, like, join our company. It's got like this kind of benefit and that, and you need to check it out, all right? That's a dangerous window of someone over promising something to you. So get the details. This doesn't mean that they can't deliver. They may be able to only check the details and make sure that there is some actual foundation of detail to what this big bombastic energy can be in the career and reputation space for a lot of you Pisces during that time of November 24th to December 1st, when Mars and Mercury are together in your 10th house. But Mars, if you have a job already, your career path you're on will help you be driven, passionate, zealous about succeeding in your career. And that story of Mars's ambition to help you succeed continues on till January 4th. So you're really working it as a Pisces. You're looking for that exemplary success, and that real show your stuff, and drive, passion, will, and ambition are all on fire for you at this time. You're moving forward in this archetype of the career, purpose, reputation space. Now, one of the big stories this month is Saturn moving direct. These are big picture stories before we do the chronology on the November 4th timeframe. I just want to point out for you, Saturn's come into your house in March of 23, and you're feeling more serious, more heavy, more sober-minded, more realistic. I'll use my sister as an example. Finally, she and her husband are selling the big house to move into a smaller house that his parents' home before they pass. It makes sense. It's realistic. For a long time, she resisted the idea. Now she's being realistic as a Pisces and sober-minded about what's reasonable in the situation, for example. So we all have times in our life where Saturn comes through the house of us every 30 years, and we dawn a kind of hardcore realism and a real sober-minded perspective on reality. So as Saturn has been retrograding, this has been an inward process for you. A lot of looking inward, introspecting. It can be putting you in touch with your inner sage, etc. But he is moving direct from 0 degrees on November 4th, moving very slowly. But as the month moves forward in November, you begin to feel a momentum, like all of your ruminations, your insights, your introspection, your sagacity now has a direction to go in. It can move forward. You're moving forward because Saturn is currently in the house of you. So forward momentum, November 4th, and getting better as the month progresses. Whoa. 2 moons this month, 2 lunations. We have a new moon in Scorpio. That new moon in Scorpio is a part of a cazimi, which is a really big deal. We'll be talking about the cazimi in a minute when we do the breakdown of the month, but just know you're having a new beginning, a new reset, a new beginning in the ninth house of foreign countries, foreign shores, foreigners, book publishing, academic environments, third marriages. Yes, like the third person you get married to or live with, or like a marriage partner. And second marriages is the second house. I always forget to mention them. And so you might find that this part of your sky is demanding you start something fresh in you, right? A new beginning. And you have a new moon here every 2 years, which makes it not a big deal, except that you also have a cazimi of Mars in the heart of the sun on November 17th. And that makes this moon exceptionally strong. So there's some new beginning, really intense energy. And I'll use the words foreigners, foreign lands, academic, court and legal matters, third marriages, long distance travel to faraway places, pilgrimages, spirituality, the house of God, connection to deep spiritual belief systems or practices. Okay. New beginnings in this part of your chart. And it starts this November with that new moon, and then the 17th with the Kazemi. We'll do that in a minute. The new moon is at 20 degrees or so of Scorpio, and that means that basically you're going to end up with a feeling of this flowing to you, Pisceans with your ascendant somewhere within 3 degrees of 20 degrees on either side. The other thing I want to mention here is that you get into this energy of a full moon that was seeded in June of 2023 with a new moon in Sagittarius. I mean, sorry, in Pisces. Sorry, in Gemini, in Gemini, in Gemini, in Gemini, in Gemini. Gemini is your fourth house of home, property, land, and real estate, where you live, your domestic life, your private life, your house of your mother, your family, your childhood stuff, your family of origin, your mother, house of your mother. So because in June you planted some seeds in the fourth house of property, homeland, and real estate from a new moon, this is a fullness, a fruition, but also a spotlight there. And there's a big spotlight shining then on November 27th, add 2 weeks, on the idea of my home. You know, what's going on? Are you changing your home? Is something changing in your home? Are you having revelations about where your home can be or should be? There's some kind of full fruiting? I'll use my sister example. I think in June they decided to take the other house and sell theirs. And I mentioned it earlier, and that would be like the fullness of like moving into a new home, November 27th, add 2 weeks. So there's fruition here in the house of home, but it may have a longer arc of just over 2 weeks after. It can be a 6-month story regarding the word home and fullness and completion and fruition. Let's go ahead and, you know, it's happening in Gemini, which is Mercury's house, right? And Mercury's in the 10th house, gallivanting in his debility in Sagittarius. So he does not really got really good oversight on this thing called home because he's not in great shape, but at least he's witnessing it. Don't let career or authority figures take out your thunder in this full moon of November the 27th. Okay, let yourself let it settle, let the dust settle over the 6 months that follows to see what the real landing place is with this home story. Let's go through the chronology of the month ahead, if you don't mind. And yeah, I'm still here. Number one, chronology wise, Venus and Neptune are opposing each other at the beginning of the month. I've been calling it like moldy unicorns and rainbows, but it's just some disenchantment. And Venus is in your 8th house of chunky money. And, you know, I told you that was a good thing, and it is. You're going to like that, but she's not there until, you know, the 9th of the month or the 8th of the month. So before she arrives, there's this enchantment or not frustration, just something may be going on with or about your business partner type people, your audience and marketplace, clients, for example, or your significant other in relationship, committed love relationship, that is going to cast a spell of disappointment, disillusionment, or confusion over you around November 3rd and the 4th. Now, it's a short-lived thing, and sometimes it's like, you know, taking off some rose-colored glasses, or they're taking off their rose-colored glasses. Venus is in detriment moving through your 7th house, and that's not an ideal place for you to start a relationship because it won't go well. But if you're already in one, when Venus is in your 7th house, well, there may be a greater connection while she was moving through Virgo at some level to a significant love type partner. There may also have been a sense of things having gone into a condition called fall. So I'll use it, my soulmate James, they call him, he's a Pisces rising, and Venus is moving through Virgo. Well, he is away from me. We're separated geographically, and that's just simply what that is. But looking at this chart for November 3rd and 4th, before Venus moves into Libra on the 8th, of course, I'm going to be wary of that moment as his partner where I might be the cause of some disenchantment. But it can also be anybody. It could be, you know, a business partnership that's disenchanting, or the rose-colored glasses are coming off, or a client audience situation as well. Then moving forward, Venus, though, still in her detriment, still in her fall, does trine Pluto and can bring some really good financial opportunity through groups of friends, elder sibling, people who act like elder siblings, Pluto in your 11th house, or projects you're putting into the larger world, you know, into the public through groups of belonging or groups of people, kind of like the movement maker. It can look like a real nice power up of a new business contract or legal contract or alliance of some kind that can bring you some greater career gains and money. And that is forming in November 6th to the 8th. On November the 11th to the 12th, Mars will be still in his home sign of Scorpio, and he's opposing Uranus, and that's intense energy. Uranus can bring you some unexpected surprises around siblings, especially younger cousins, travel, local neighborhood developments, your online world, third house matters. And this opposition from Uranus, Jupiter's there kind of protecting it all with Uranus co-present. So it could also have a silver lining, but it could be a disruption of a travel plan, most specifically, because Mars is like the guy who travels in the ninth house, very ambitious adventurer. And all of a sudden there's this shocking disturbance coming through the third house, which is also a travel house. So look for some kind of disturbance to travel plans, November 11th to the 12th. Then, or legal matters, court matters, legal matters, visas, passports, things to do with learning situations being disrupted, especially if you're an academic or you're in college or university, some unexpected disruption here. Then on November the 14th through to the 21st, Mars isn't deeply invisible, conjunct the sun, but more specifically in Scorpio in your ninth house, on the 17th, doing a big reset button in the house of foreign lands and foreign shores. For some of you, there's something trying to happen over 2 years. It was accompanying that new moon. That could mean that your life is changing dramatically in positive ways because Mars is in dignity, but it will be turbulent because change is never easy. To do with the word foreign lands and foreign shores. You may be moving, you may be relocating to a foreign shore. Anything is possible here. With Jupiter moving through your third house until the end of May next year, if any emergent opportunity for travel to a foreign country comes up, this will be a good big yes. Okay, so between November and end of next May. Now, one thing I want you to think about here is this. Jupiter rules your career house. And so if there is any major travel or even moves, it's really connected to work and career stories, not just retirement and leisure travel for most of you. And the other thing I'd say about this is that if you're trying to win in a court case and you've been having struggles, Mars and dignity, resetting your life in legal matters in courts could end up with Justice Jupiter across the way, looking really good on you over the next couple of years. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, if you're young and you're applying for universities or colleges, this could be a reset in your whole agenda. Maybe you're going to change your whole idea of where you want to study. Maybe you're going to change your school if you're already in school. That's a place of greatest change for you in the course of the 2 years that follows November 17th. Now, I want to remind you that Mars is invisible until about January 11th. And so nothing is really happening, okay, until he's visible. And that you're going to have to wait for that. And then he'll become visible in Capricorn, which is your 11th house of good spirit. And he's exalting you there. And I'm going to do a whole video deep dive on that. Please hit my notification bell and subscribe because you don't want to miss that webinar I'll be doing, but also the content on YouTube because it is a game changer not seen since 1991. Now, in this sky, after this cazimi, or just during this cazimi, Mars is also trining Neptune. That's the silver lining, because whatever this house of God, foreign land, foreign shore thing is about, or academics and stuff, it trines the dream maker in the house of you. And so this is going to help fulfill some of your more lofty dreams and goals. And surely for some of you, if you're on a spiritual path, this could also incite some more depth of awakening and spiritual enlivenment in the 2 years that follows this particular story. You know, Mars will sextile Pluto on the 20th to the 23rd. This is super positive energy. Mars is in his dignity in the late degrees of your ninth house, Scorpio ninth house, especially if you are a Pisces sun, moon, and rising between 25 and 29 degrees. This is exceptionally positive energy for you. And this trine from Mars to Pluto is like a super powerful ally energy. You could be bringing into your life an international person or a professor or a teacher or I don't know, a spiritual figure or friend and ally with a lot of money, a lot of wealth, a lot of support. Someone who acts like a big sister, big brother, really showing up for you on the 20th to the 23rd. But also your own potential for greater career gains and wealth is amplified on the 20th to the 23rd by this Mars applying sextile to Pluto in your 11th house of great gains. And so something here is ginning up some financial goodness as well, potentially for you. With that Mars trine Pluto, it may not be the money in your hand, Mars is invisible, but things that are being enacted, decided upon, and action steps that are being taken, the 20th to the 23rd, will align with greater wealth in the long game. Also, an elder sibling literally can be a part of this narrative too. On the 24th to the 27th, we have Mars in Sagittarius, which is his fiery zealot energy. And I told you he's going to be up there, sort of like warrior, champion, hero of your career. And you're going to drive and be enthused and successful and excited. Yes, you are. I hope you are anyway, as Mars moves through there. And you could quit a job, by the way, November 24th to January 4th, or a job could quit you, or someone in the job space gets fired and it benefits you. There's all kinds of excitement up there for sure. And it all trines your money house, which is wonderful. And you're going to heal that money wound that you've been getting since 2019 that bogged you down, with that chironic wound being really amplified and then restored and healed as Mars travels through your 10th house, right? So there's a healing of a financial wound around earnings as well. So you're feeling like what's the word? Like, there's a word I want. When Mars is in Sag in your 10th house, you're feeling like hope and optimism and vitality and vigor and enthusiasm about what it is that's going on here. But the challenge is on the 24th to the 27th, it starts off with a square to Saturn. And that makes it feeling difficult in the beginning. It's almost like it's a frustration. It's like you want to race the car and the clutch is frozen, or there's flat tires, or, something like that, or the gas pedal brake analogy. So there's some real vim and vigor and zoom going on in that 9th house. Don't forget court cases, legal matters, academic environments, foreign shores, foreign lands, international travel, book publishing. And Saturn, sober, realistic Saturn, the house of you, is pushing back. No, wait, stop, caution, yield. So the momentum, I apologize. I'm sorry, your 10th house of career, 10th house of career. I keep doing this because my chart's got Mars and Scorpio still. 10th house of career. There's some ambitious career success story that's trying to mobilize for you, trying to happen for you. Not forget the foreign land travel thing, trying to happen for you. And you're excited about it, but then you're also realistic and sober minded. And there can be an authority figure here. So technically Mars could take the place of like a very vigorous, ambitious boss, or a very excited ally or benefactor who wants to amplify some, yay, we got this thing, you got this, let's do this in reputation, career narratives, right? On the 24th to 27th. But there is a sense of frustration or caution. And the square dictates that action be delayed or action be cautiously approached in any kind of career story that may be emerging for you on the 24th to the 27th of the month of November. Wow, I got them all done. Thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit my bell for notifications. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And I really, really wish you the best. Check out my description box for the 2024 All Signs videos. Very big hugs to you all. Enjoy, you Pisces, the month of November.